Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Look, there she is. She's in the corner there. Hello, hello. Of course, she's awake today because I think she's been asleep all day because I've been out all day. Yep. I've been out and I met Karen. Well, I went and picked up Karen and then we went and met up with Julie. So in the chat tonight, Karen and Julie, we had a lovely lunch together. I got all kinds of picnic stuff and we met up where you've all seen where we've met up because we met up in the location where I filmed the lookbook of this cardigan. So it was a really lovely location to meet up. And yeah, we had a lovely time. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Hello, Crochet Passion. Hello, Fancy Weasel. Hello, Corinne. Hello, Myra. Hello, Helene. Hello, Joyce. Anita. Ja, dank je. Ik zal het zo dadelijk wel beter laten zien. Benedict, hello. Claudia, hello. I want to go too for lunch with you, Claudia. Where do you live? Karin, hello. Hello, Samira. Rafaela, oh, you're there again. Lovely. Hello, Ken, Lillian, Wendy, Paula, Joyce, Esther, Diane, Christine. Hello. Oh my goodness, it's so nice to see you all here. Eleni, Lee, hi, Linda. Hi, Angel. Oh, you're walking at the San Diego Wildlife Refuge. Oh, wow. Hi, Jax Crochet. Karen, hi. Beth, hello. Oh my goodness, I think I'm repeating myself at the moment. I can't remember whose name I've said. Hi, Bridget. Yes, what a lovely location, Bridget. And so lovely, so peaceful there, and also flat, so it was easy to walk. Julie's dogs loved it there because they could go off the lead and run around like crazy, and they did. They were so pleased to meet Auntie Anja and Auntie Karen. Oh my goodness, yes. Hi, Irene. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Christine. Yes, of course. Yeah, Claudia. It's a date. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I wish I could start planning that. And we're getting closer to that. Hopefully next year, sometime, around this time, I can start planning a big tour. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I've already had quite the busy day. Layla hasn't, so hopefully she'll have another look, or she'll come and have a little sit on my lap so she can say hello to all of you. But in the meantime, oh my goodness, in the meantime, yes, I can hear a lot of chattering about finishing whips, and of course that's what we need to do, because oh my goodness, darlings, I have so much in store for you. No, it's not just a blanket. We're not just, can you spot something? Who can spot something? Who can spot something special in the background? It's not just a blanket. It's a lot more. But before we start talking about the cowl, no, it's not a bag. It's not a bag. Before we start talking about the cowl, I want to say a couple of things, okay? During the week, I've been getting questions. Karen has seen those questions. The moderators have seen those questions. And to be honest, we don't mind replying to your questions, but you can find the answer really simply. And all you need to do is look in the description box underneath the video. You see, every video, okay, that's the screen. Then underneath you have the title. There is a tiny little down arrow. It's like a V, really tiny. Click that and click read more. There is a box underneath every video. We place all the information that you need. We place links in there. We place timestamps in there. If you have a question about where can I get this yarn, where is the pattern, is there a written pattern, all kinds of things, if there are stamps, so time stamps, if they are there, you can see where you need to go for what you are wondering about, like the multiples, the measurements, all kinds of things like that. Please check below the videos. See in the description box below. I don't always say it, okay? I don't always say it, but there is a description box. There are links in there. Make use of them before you panic and you start looking in the wrong places. Also, it would be an idea to somehow bookmark our website. So if you go to www.opheliatalkscrochet.com and then bookmark it so it stays on the top of your thing, or keep it in your phone on one of those tabs, just in your Safari or Edge or whatever you use, Google or whatever it's called, Chrome, then it stays there and you can go there each time. And it will help you from stop panicking and saying, oh, I can't find it, I can't find it. This is what I want to try to avoid. Okay. So in the description box, there's always lots of information. Ruth, see if you've had a mail, it depends on where you live. Don't panic just yet. It will arrive. There's a lot of things have been going on in the world, so we all have to take that into account. Now, the thing is also, like I said, there's a lot of things happening. Tomorrow, of course, we have the funeral of our dear beloved Queen, and everything is closed. And we just can't send out any parcels. We've had a lot of orders again over the weekend, and thank you so much for that. Thank you for keeping Dirk busy. You keep him out of mischief and out of my hair. Well done. But yes, obviously, we're not going to be able to send anything out tomorrow. We are also going to take the time and we're just going to watch the funeral, and we're going to, take this day into our stride. And it's a really unique event in history. Not only that, everybody want to show their respect to someone who has been a figure in our lives, all our lives. So yes, we want to be part of history tomorrow. So although we are just staying at home and watching it on the television, it's far too busy to go to London. So, there we go. So we are going to do that. Of course, I'm going to do a lot of crochet because I am on a deadline. I'm not going to tell you just yet what I'm working on, but, I am working on a... Okay, let's change the subject before I go too far. But, we're going to take tomorrow, we're going to take the day. So Tuesday, Dirk will be starting to, pack up again, make packs and send them off and go to the post office. So it's just one of those things. I think the funeral is about 10:30, 11 o'clock, but I will be watching as soon as I get up. I'm going to turn the television on BBC. Well, we don't have a television, so it'll be on my computer. I'm going to be watching via BBC iPlayer, and I'm just going to leave it on all day. I've got the meals planned that we're going to have. I've got snacks. I even bought some snacks, look, earlier. Flying saucers. And sour bears. And Karen got me this, a chocolate brownie, and I'm keeping that tomorrow. Keeping that for tomorrow. I'm going to share it with Dirk when we have our coffee during the funeral. It's just... Yes, 10:30 or something, they'll be moving the coffin. So yes, I mean, it's all going to... everybody, it's all going to be televised. And so there we go. So we're going to be watching that. So I will be in my sofa corner there with my crochet, with my cup of tea, coffee, and all our little yes, the BBC coverage starts at 8 o'clock. Okay, Bridget, I will be there. My children live closer to my daughter lives in Reading, so that's a sort of 20 minutes by fast train into London, and I don't think she'll be going because it's so busy, the traffic, it's really, really blocked up everywhere. And Windsor, of course, is closer to where she lives, but oh, thank you, Claudia. And yeah, she can't even go there because Windsor is all locked down, closed off. All the car parks it's all been booked, closed, because of course they're going to bring the coffin there, so that's going to be a big thing in the little town of Windsor as well. So yeah, I used to go shopping in Windsor. But there we go. And then yeah, my son lives in London. He actually just moved and he's like 5 minutes walk away from Buckingham Palace. So he said he's just going to wander around and see what he can see and just be a part of the day by just being there, basically. So that will be an experience for him. I will be phoning him up later to find out all about what he experienced. So yeah, watching. I think there's going to be a lot of people watching and crocheting and just reflecting, really, not only on how we were involved or how how she touched our lives. She's on our coin, she's on our money, she's on the postage stamps, all kinds of things, like passport, all kinds of things like that. So yeah, it's quite the thing. So I really want to sort of soak it all up and show the respect that she deserves, really. Yes, Claudia, that's a wonderful thing to say. I am writing it down. Because anybody who says anything like that, I am going to take you up on your word. Okay. Yes, of course, the post boxes as well. Where I used to live in Reading, in the middle of nowhere, we still had a Victorian post box. So that was quite the thing. I was showing everybody who came to visit, I was always showing them my Victoria post box. Well, it's not my post box, but anyway. But yeah, so and those post boxes will still be around for a long time because the post office only replace when they need to. So they're going to just stay, So yeah. Yes, Kathy. Oh my goodness. When this happens, we will have, oh my goodness, we will have so much to we will have so much to organize. I'll have to set up some sort of website where everybody can indicate what they can do and where they are, so I can then draw a line to see if we can match up our tour with all the people who want to meet me. Yes. Oh, yes. Her presence will still be felt for many years. Many years. Yeah. Because, everybody knows her as the Queen. When you said the Queen, everybody knew who she was, wherever you were in the world, Yeah. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. Thank you, Riva. I am happy that you found my channel, and I hope that you can make something of my, what I'm showing you in the tutorials. So, right. Okay. Then, also, this cardigan. Now, I've seen people ask, oh, when is the tutorial? When is the tutorial? Of course, there is a way I always operate. Okay, we do a lookbook first, then we do the tutorial. Now, for this cardigan, and let me show you first. Let me show you. Look. So the tutorial is coming out next. Well, let me rephrase. The lookbook was out this Friday. Okay, so the lookbook is already out and you can watch it. Now, today, I wore this cardigan with my belt. And you know what? I really like this look. It's really easy because before I was always trying to keep it closed, and I'm not too sure about I'm not too sure about a button. I don't know. I just didn't want to. Maybe I can do something that I can link it here so you don't see a button, something like that. But anyway, the belt I love. I love the look of the belt. I really do. It made it so easy today for walking, talking, sort of, running after Julie, But yeah, yeah. Is the belt a good idea, you think? Yeah, I think you're all liking it. Yes, so I did wear this today. I've had a very busy day. When I got home, I had to cook dinner, and then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to just wear the same thing. Nobody's going to see that. I know, I've told you. Of course, of course. Thank you, Rafaela. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this cardigan. And actually today I got my first compliment. Well, I mean, obviously Julie and Karen said how lovely it was, and you guys as well. But we're all part of the crochet community. And I went into the shop, Karen, opposite your house, and the lady in there, when I was paying, she said, "Oh my goodness, you are wearing a lovely cardigan. It looks so nice." So I was like, "Oh, thank you." So someone who obviously isn't part of our community and isn't crochet, but yeah, she was saying how lovely it was. So of course there's a lookbook, and then of course there will be a tutorial. Now the tutorial is going to be in 2 parts. Now you have to realize, okay, we were in the run-up to the cowl. Bridget made this. I then decided to make one. So I had to make space almost. Where can I publish these videos? Because I publish 2 videos a week. I already had the cowl planned for the 23rd. So it was a little bit difficult to start just throwing that in. Then when I realized the sorry, she says, yeah, it's all your fault, Bridget. I'm blaming you. And then of course when I realized that it's not going to be, because otherwise the tutorial for the cardigan would have been like an hour and a half. That's far too long. So I've got 2 tutorials. So one for the square. Yes, I know there is already a tutorial for the square, but it's the wrong colors, of course. And also I've got more tips and tricks. So I just wanted to do another tutorial. Sorry, I was reading. Claudia said yes. And then I had someone ask, where did you buy that from? What did you Yeah, Layla is up and about. No, she didn't actually. She didn't ask. She didn't ask if I bought it. I straight away I said yes, and I made it myself. I was so happy she commented. I just couldn't not say it. So yes, so the tutorial would have been too long. I am going to redo the tutorial for the square. You can, of course, start making your squares, because the reason why I am redoing the tutorial for the squares is because I did it in sort of a production line. So I made all the circles, then I made all the petals, and then I made all the squares. So you start with, I did 63 squares. But then that was for, if you look at the lookbook, you see that my cardigan is longer than Bridget's. So Bridget's cardigan is 63 squares, and I have done 72. So I added a row here. And I really needed that because it makes it a nicer length for my torso. Bridget is a little bit shorter than me. And yeah, it's better within this length. You see, it's a little bit longer. And I also did it a slightly different so that I have the cuff and the rim here, because of course I'm taller and that gave me a little bit more here as well, and that made my sleeves longer. And of course there's the, you know, the fabulous genius sleeve that Bridget came up with, and that will be in the second tutorial. So yes, Christine, the blue is denim. Yeah. So Wednesday we will have the daisy, the colors, how much you need, how many squares I made, and then Friday, of course, we have the cal starting, right? Then the next Wednesday, we will have the assembly. So you've got some time to make your squares ready for the next Wednesday. So not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, where you can then, of course, hopefully by then you will have enough squares and you will be able to lay them out. Lay them out to assemble them. Now, the layout is quite simple, but there is a little thing that you have to do for the sleeves, of course, and I try to explain that quite simply in that assembly video. But yes, there will also be a pattern for this, and that, of course, will also give you all the information on the layout, but that will come out with the last video. Okay. Josephine, if you have 40 squares which are the same size, that's fine. You know, if you want to do, it's just squares. You need squares. And of course, Bridget came up with using this square because she loved it. And I have to say, I turned this into the daisy, then she did the roses. So that was fabulous. But yeah, if you have already got squares that you want to use, we want to make a cardigan to keep ourselves warm. It's easy enough, yes, when you're sitting in the sofa to have something over your lap and you feel warmer. But if you have to get up and you do things in the house and you're not wearing your cardigan, or you're not wearing your blanket, you can't wear a blanket when you're doing things. But this, it keeps you warm. So that's what we want to achieve with this cardigan. Bridget made it with leftovers. You can make it with leftovers if you want, if you have already got squares. But of course, make sure that they are the same size, so you have the same amount of stitches. Any squares can do. Any squares can do. But it's the way we've put them together for the sleeves. So yes, there's lots of cardigan patterns out there, right? But they all involve something tapered for the sleeves. You can't make a sleeve with, well, you could, but it would be very narrow. Look, if you made the sleeve, it would be uncomfortable to wear as well. So what Bridget has done, she's come up with this ingenious way of putting the squares together to make a tapered sleeve. And to be honest, if you wear it just like that, you can't tell that your sleeve does this. So if you think, oh, it's a bit funny, just keep your arms down. but I think it's wonderful. It's magical. Look at that. Where is who? Where is Dirk? Yeah, he's in the back office. I made him sit in his office today. Right, so if you have squares and you want a crazy colored cardigan, go ahead. Wait for the assembly video because it'll tell you how to put them together. But as you know, these squares, 72 of them or 62, start with that kind of amount. 13 by 13 centimeters or 5 by 5 inches are these squares. There is already a video on the sunflower square, which we have used for that sunflower blanket, remember? And of course, I also turned that square 3D. So go back in the videos, try and find those videos, and you will be able to start your squares. You can make any square that you like, any color. You can do it as crazy as you want or as plain as you want. You can make them just squares, right? Just granny squares, and just put them together. Use leftovers. Use what you've got. You don't want to go out and have to buy something to keep you warm if you have all that stash there. Okay, so make squares. 72 if you want it a bit longer, 63 if you want it like Bridget's. And I also came up with a bigger size, and I have forgotten how many squares you have to make for that. I'm very good, aren't I? 96. 96. So just start making squares, okay? I have the three versions in the pattern, all laid out, all drawn out how to do it, okay? Oh, hi, Q. Welcome to the live. I am so pleased you made it. Oh, Claudia, please do. Please do. Oh, thank you. I am so pleased that you like my tutorials. Well, I think, it doesn't matter how old or new or young or, a crocheter is. I don't mind at all. If you're younger and you're crochet, I wish I could show my daughter. We have tried. And that was it. But it's such a wonderful skill to have, even if even if you have the skill and you can use it at some point in your life for something, to make something useful, that's a great thing, isn't it? Yes, somebody says, can I use the duck pond blanket squares? The duck pond are quite big squares, so you need to take into account that these squares are 5 by 5 inches. How big are the duck pond ones? I think they're bigger. So that will turn your whole cardigan bigger. Okay, so you'll have to yes, any squares, of course, if they are the correct measurements. Let me put it this way, okay? If you are more how do I say it? If you take up a little bit more space in this world, do you get what I'm trying to say? You might want to make your squares a bit bigger, so the whole cardigan is a bit bigger. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just if you're a bit fluffy, curvy, yeah. Try to work it out. Try to sort of, if you have a cardigan that you already wear, use that to lay out your squares on and see how big or how small it gets. Okay, and that's a way to to work it out. Of course, we tried it, and Karen tried my cardigan, and even though it did fit for her, we could see it was a little bit stretching in places, so we worked out what we thought was a way to make it bigger. So Karen is going to try this out, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, it would work. A voluptuous lady. A little bit snug, yes. Oh my goodness. Yes, Eileen, exactly. A lot of squares made up of bits and bobs of leftover yarn. If you're just making a cardigan to keep yourself warm in the house, why not? Why not go for it? I also wanted to wear this cardigan out and about, and I know from myself that if it's too colorful, I will not wear it for going out. That's why, do you remember the Stratford cardigan? I made that in parchment because I thought I'm going to wear that, and I did. So, yes, it's just DK. What I've used, it's just Starcraft special DK that I used because that is what Bridget did hers in as well. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Parchment. Yeah. Julie is making hers in parchment. Mm. Mary, yes. Do it with red flowers and green background. Beth, yes. If you make bigger squares, you need fewer. But for the sleeves, you know, I'm just thinking you could still do the sleeves the same size as these, smaller, and then make the squares bigger. Look, make this like 4. Let me have a look. So this could be 1 square, this could be 1 square, and then this could be 1 square. See? So you just have to work it out. But then here I have 5 across the back, so that wouldn't work as big as squares. So, you know, doing these squares allows you to play with the size and put them together and have that particular size. So yeah, yes. If it's someone who likes daisies, then this would be the perfect cardigan to make for them. Oh, yeah, copper. I have seen it. The copper with the blue daisies. Yeah. Well, Christmas flowers. You would have to like the poinsettias, but of course we are playing with this design of flowers. So maybe do the like this one in a dark red, this in a lighter red for the poinsettias, and then the rest in green. Hope, I think it depends, because I did it in and that's what I'm showing you in the tutorial as well. I did it in a production line. So I just sat and made all my 62 centers. Then when I had those, I did all my 62 petals. And then when I had those, I did all the denim. So I worked, depending on the colors that I was using, and I just kept using that same color, same pattern, same thing making. Then you go over to the next bit, and then I was doing. So I find that way you you go through it quicker because you're using the same ball and you are just doing the same thing. And to me, that works quicker. I did them quite efficiently, and that's what I wanted to show you in the video as well. Yes, the assembly line is faster because you're not just switching colors all the time, you're just doing them, and because you know what you're doing, it's easier to just keep repeating that. So yes, so that went really quickly, and then I put it together in sort of course, when I put it together, I was also filming it. So that takes a bit longer, but I did it in a day. I sort of started filming about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then I did it by the afternoon. But of course, yes, it also takes time. And I filmed nearly every row of joining. So you will see that in the video. I've put it all on the floor, and then it joins and it joins. So it sort of, you can see it growing. You can see it joining together. So just my natural. Oh, Fran, hi. I used 1 ball of the lemon, 2 balls of the cream, citron, cream, and then 5 or 6 balls of the denim. So 1, 2, 3, 8 balls as a maximum, maybe. I have got some left, but just to make sure that but it'll tell you this in the pattern, it'll tell you in the video. So if you wanted to order the yarn, you could. But yeah, like Bridget did, she just made sure she had the base color she had. She said she just had 5 balls of meadow, so she was lucky to be able to use that as a base color. But I know that Karen is using maybe different colors, or even Zoe as well. She's making it as well, and she's using different colors as well. You could do this with a pack if you change up the flowers. Bridget had leftovers, so she just used, for the flowers, she used different colored pinks. So yeah, it'll all be in the pattern, but yeah, so there is so many possibilities that you can do with this, and then you don't have to make this square. As long as you've got a square to make, you can just or you don't have to do all flower squares. You can do plain ones as well. As you know, we can do this square just in one color, and then you have a plain one, so yeah, so the video for the square and how I made it will be on Wednesday, and then the week after we will have the assembly line, of course, the assembly, how to assemble the cardigan. And of course, once you have made it, or even while you're making it, I would love for you to share your makes. And I would love to see your pictures in the Ophelia Talks group, of course, because we all want to see your combinations. We want to see the colors that you've chosen. We want to see the flowers that you're making. Or even if you just are using squares that you already have. If you have squares that you already have, and they are kind of plain, you could still make the flowers and put the plain squares in between as well, so yeah, do whatever squares you think, but try to keep to the measurements, okay, this sort of near measurements, and show us in the Facebook group. But not only that, it would be lovely as well. I'm sure you're not just a member of the Ophelia Talks Facebook group, right? It would be lovely if you showed that you're making this in other groups as well, because this is a cardigan that's really going to keep us warm. I have been so warm wearing this all day today. So it's going to make a difference for us. It's going to keep us warm this winter. And if you were showing these in other Facebook groups that you are making this, and that you can refer them to the video, and then they too can make this cardigan. So there we go. Try and share the pattern, share the cardigan with others from other groups as well, so they can be warm as well. Yes, Karen is doing really well with her squares, but I didn't say that earlier, but I do believe doing them in a production line is quicker. It's just quicker. So try to do that if you can. Hi, Janelle. Thank you. What do you want? Oh, yes, of course. Of course, you want to see the cardigans that are going to be made. Yeah. It's going to be fabulous, Bridget. Yes. Yeah, I'll make 8. Yeah, all in. I know, it's just so fast when you do it like this. Yes, different centers with white flowers also. Oh, yes. Do different colored centers, or do white centers and then different colored flowers. That would be nice as well. So many possibilities. So many possibilities. Shahina, a production line is where you do the centers first. So I did for this cardigan, I made 62 centers, and I put them, you'll see in the video as well, I put them in stacks of 10, and then the last stack was 12. And then you've sort of got these 6 stacks, right? And you see it visually in front of you. And then you take the centers and you do all the petals. So you repeat the petals on all the 63 centers. And it just helps to see. And then you have just the one ball that you have to work with, So I started with the yellow, then I could put that away, brought in the cream, was doing that. And then Sally Wednesday. And then once I'd made all the set of flowers, so again, I put them in those 6 stacks. And you take a stack and you do them, and you put the stack back and you take a stack, and it's wonderful because you see the progress that you're making. And then, of course, once I had done all the flowers, then I started making the squares again in stacks of 10, and I was doing it. And that way you repeat the same thing. So once you're doing your petals, because once you sort of have to think, okay, this is what I'm doing now, then off you go, and you're doing that 63 times, and it makes it so much easier because you're just repeating the same thing over and over again. Towards the end, I was like, yeah, no, I was talking to Dirk and I was crocheting because, I'd done it so often, my hands knew what I was doing. And then, of course, once you then do your denim squares, that goes quick as well, because again, you're doing that same thing. And, so when I had my 6 stacks of, I had like a whole row like this. And I started assembling. And well, I actually had to wait 2 days before I could start assembling because it wasn't Saturday. It wasn't filming there yet. So I'd been working so hard in the evenings to make sure that I had my squares ready because I knew I wanted to film on the Saturday. And then so Saturday morning came, out came my sheet, and I was putting them all ready, putting the camera and all that. So yes, I mean, it went really well. Once I started assembling, it was quite easy to do as well. Yeah. Yes, squares, production line, it works. And then, of course, I didn't have enough, did I? So once I'd made it, I showed it in the live, and I was like, it's not long enough. I put it on the Saturday and I immediately knew it wasn't long enough. So then I asked you, of course, in the live as well. And I think also Bridget agreed. So Monday morning came and I just did exactly the same thing. 9 centers, 9 flowers, 9 squares, and then I put them chuk, and then I put them on, and then that made the cardigan longer. And then, of course, I had to do this and this. So yeah, and I spent the whole day doing that on the Monday. Yeah, but of course I wanted to get it finished because I needed to get the cardigan finished for filming, and I needed to do the videos. There's a lot of work. I spent the Saturday filming, the Monday filming, because of course then I had to redo things. I still had to, film this edge and things. So yes, and then of course the editing, of everything, and then the lookbook. I edited that lookbook that came out on Friday. I was editing that on Monday, 12 hours. Okay. It's a video of 10 minutes. I edited 12 hours on that. Takes a very long time. I had a lot of footage. There was a lot of footage with Bridget as well, of course. And then, of course, it's the jumping, It's the jumping, and that takes a bit of doing to film and edit that. And I knew I wanted to do the one with the same cardigans, where we were wearing the same thing. But of course, there's only one Daisy cardigan. There's only one Bed of Roses cardigan. So I had to put footage together, merge footage. I was watching video tutorials. I was watching YouTube tutorials on how to do that. And I'm counting that as editing time as well, because obviously, that is part of what I was doing on Monday. And I think that took an hour to do. And I dare you, if you can see the line, I dare you, if you see the line where I've cut the footage, you go and see if you can see a line. There's a task for you. Okay. Yes, I might take a day. Yeah, it takes, I spent the whole Sunday. Well, yeah, I spent the whole Sunday filming it with Bridget, filming on my own. Then Monday, I spent 12 hours editing it. You still have to watch it afterwards as well. So, yeah. Bye, Shari. Bye. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you. Yeah, you better go and have another look at that lookbook. Go and give it some love by watching it again, because it's, yeah, think about it. Think about it. The jumping, that takes editing, the putting it together, me as well, showing the sleeve, and then boof, I'm showing the other sleeve, so that took editing as well. So, yeah. I enjoy making it, and I love making it for you. And for me, editing has become another hobby. But yeah, I can't spend 12 hours on every lookbook or every video. But it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, those cows, that cow made a beeline for our bags, and we didn't have any food in there, but I did have in there another crochet project. So, can't have it eaten by a cow, can I now? There were no cows to be seen. Thank you, Rafaela. Thank you. Oh, Christy. I'm not so sure I can hand it over to someone now. Oh, my goodness. Yes, they were in another field. Exactly. Yes, so much time goes into editing. So much time. And crochet is slow. Can you imagine? Okay, so I'm just checking my list because there was so much I had to yeah. So again, each time there's a video, there will be links to the shop or to the pattern. So make sure you go to that box below. Okay. So let's talk about the cowl, because of course, darlings. Oh my goodness. Oh, Beth, the cow ate my crochet. Oh my goodness, I should have used that as a clickbait title. Wouldn't that have been a wonderful video title? Why didn't I think of that? Did I? Can we change the title? Oh. So, like I said in the beginning, oh my goodness, I've got to get on. It's almost right. Let's get to the point of this video, of this talk, the cow, starting on Friday. Now, the question is, are you ready? Okay. There's one thing I really, really need to point out. Okay. The colors, some of the colors that we are using are very similar, and we are used to Starcraft Special DK colors. And some of the colors are very similar, but please, please, please check the names of the colors. The names of the colors, because some that you think that you will grab for have a different name from the Starcraft Special DK. So you might grab for the Mucka, but it's not Mucka. This is the Mucka, this is Koala. So don't get confused, okay? Make sure you check your color names. So if you look on the ball, on the band, make sure you know which colors I am talking about. Don't just grab a color without knowing what it's called. Okay, if you think it looks like it, don't. Make sure you look, or you make a color tag, or you make a color chart, or whatever you have to do. Make sure you know which color, which name. Okay. I know a lot of you wind them, and that's a good idea as well. So you avoid any yarn bath or any knots. But I worked from the center pull. So I looked for the center, got it out. I did all my 15 balls from the center, and I only had one that came out with a bit of trouble, but all the rest I found really easily. So it was easy for me to use the balls like that. And I didn't bring my basket, but I have this rectangular basket. It takes 15 balls. I sit them in there, and I have the ends hanging out, but I leave them in there. Okay, I don't mess them about. I don't take them out if I can avoid it. I carefully pull from the center, and I use my balls like that, and it worked perfectly. So yes, check the band, or make the pegs. Indeed, make the pegs, or make paper. Cut off a tiny bit of color and write the color next to it. Write the name next to it. Yeah, Jerry, that's a good idea. Yeah, making pictures, make sure you'll know what, yes, of course, if you use a different hook, make sure you have everything together so that it's handy for you to get started on the cowl. So it's handy for you to put it away and to bring it out again as well. So like I said, I usually do it in a rectangular, like a curver box, or I've got my basket, and that's where I put it in, and I keep everything in there, my hook, my scissors, and everything again. So yeah. Dag Anita. That's a whole new video. Anja working. What do you mean by that, Christy? Where I'm like, editing. Yeah, color chart. What is on Facebook, all in? Is that on Facebook or Instagram? She says, what to show me. Yeah. I have a Facebook group, and it's called Ophelia Talks Crochet, with or without the crochet. But everything is called Ophelia Talks. So go to Facebook, find the group Ophelia Talks Crochet, and answer the questions. The link for that Facebook group is underneath every video. So click on it, answer the 3 questions, and Karen, Julie, Angel, or Zoe will let you in, and you will be part of our community. We would love to have you there. Right. Okay. So then, darlings, you have not seen this just yet. Oh, Leila, what are you doing? You have not seen this just yet. We are also making, of course, we are decorating a jam jar. Look at this. Because we have to, don't we? I mean, it's called jam jar, so we have to decorate a jam jar. I hope you like it. And then, as requested by many of you, we are making a necklace. We are making a necklace. And yeah, it's a replica, of course, of my necklace that I made, that I wore, that gave me the idea of this whole blanket, that gave me the colors and the inspiration to make the blanket. So this, of course, you will be able to make this with your leftovers. We have made something like this in the summer. We made a few necklaces, so hopefully you've tried those. And yeah, I love this necklace. I am so happy I try to, recreate it, because of course, as you know, that necklace, I really want to keep it as precious as I can, but yeah, so the necklace we will make, that it will be in the pattern of the jam jar at the end as well, the pattern of the blanket as well. But yeah, I'm really happy that I managed to Julie, Karen nearly walked off with it. She nearly did. She did. She was like, "Oh, I have to give you this." We were nearly at her house. Nearly at her house. I told you she would try, didn't she? Didn't I? Oh my goodness. So yes, the necklace, I am really, yeah, there is a front and a back to it. And of course, if you're not wearing it, the flowers always go around. But there we go. No, I didn't, she says. Well, you wanted to. Oh my goodness. There we go. So yes, so the flower necklace, and then oh yes, there, Bridget, she had the chance to do that. She didn't. Now Karen is saying, "Oh, cheeky, we know we weren't." Well, we were halfway to your house. We were at the services. There we go. I mean, I would have forgiven Karen, obviously, but it wouldn't have been easy for me to show now, because I wouldn't have been able to show you. But have you seen this here? Have you seen this? Let me show you. Look at this beauty. Ta-da! Yes, it's a mini jam jar. It's a Layla blanket. Oh my goodness, just like we did with the Lizzie blanket, we made it in a smaller size. So yeah, if you are interested in making this, there will be a list of colors and instructions, of course. But of course, this will only be after the cal has finished, of course, because you need all those videos to be able to make this. So yes, you will have to be patient for this one, because I can't bring that to the front, because you will need everything that you need to know from the big blanket. You will need to have that this. So this is only in November that this will be published. But yeah, Eileen, I do get some help, and Karen made this lovely little one for me. So I was doing the big one, and the testers did the big one as well, and Karen did the small one. So I'm really happy that Karen made this for me, and that's her little sort of thing. She doesn't do the big blanket, but she makes the little one. So she does it in exactly the same way as the big blanket. So we have repeats of week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and then the border. But she does, she got the choice of colors to do, so she was able to do that herself. And then of course we do discuss things, and then she was like, yeah, we need to do something about the border. So the border is slightly different from the border of this one, because otherwise it was just not in proportion. So I was really happy that together with Karen, she made this lovely one, and I was just sort of on the sidelines, helping the moderators as well, but also of course making sure that this one worked out as well. So yeah, that's what we do. So the moderators do the big one, Karen does the little one. And I think it works. And I have another thing to show you, and I know how much you love you love the mini blanket, you know, the Layla. Oh, there she is, the Layla blanket for the mini bed, because I know that some of you, yes, Eileen, thank you. Yes, I need the help. I certainly do. I know that some of you really like to make the little blanket because, of course, you know, you might have that little bed as well, that IKEA bed that I use, and also it's just a nice thing to make if you have, you know, a little granddaughter or a little girl in the family that you can, you know, make this for. It's a lovely Christmas present, you know, for them, for their baby bed. Yes, Paula, make sure you rest your hands. I have been crocheting a lot in the last few days, so I am making sure that I sleep with my hands under my pillow, so it pushes my hands open and flat to make them rest, because of course when we're holding our yarn and our hook, we have our hands like this, and so I make sure that I sleep with my hands open, and it works. It works for me. I make sure I sleep with my hands open, to just counteract all that clenching, almost, you know, all that closed hands. So there we go. Or a special pet, exactly, Christy, like, you know, like Madam. She's having a drink. The measurement of the mini blanket is the same as all the other Layla blankets, and we'll get there when we, you know, when we're approaching that time when it's going to be published. So, who is ready for the cowl? Who is ready? Make sure you check your names. Make sure you have your project bag ready. Make sure you have the hook that you usually use for that yarn. Okay, so DK yarn. Make sure you have your hook ready. Have some scissors, have some stitch markers as well, just to do your ends, mark your ends. And also, you know, in a few weeks for the border, but, you know, start with this one. This one or this one? Keturah, yeah, we will. If you haven't received it by the time, I'm sure we have, you know, we've sent them all out. There will be a lot, like I said, a lot of things have happened. So yeah, it'll be there. It'll be there, I'm sure. This is the blue jar. So these are just jam jar, you know, sort of little jars, glass jars, and I've decorated them with some trellis and a flower. There will also be a video for the flowers as well, so that will be a separate video. So everything is there. Everything is there. It's all ready to start, and I'm just wondering if you are ready to start. Okay, so let's. Yes, of course, Vinita. Oh my goodness. And this, of course, is the shawl that we'll be making afterwards as well. But I'm not going to show you that in too much detail. But look, this is the shawl. This is the trellis. See? See what I mean? Theme, you know, have a theme. Have a theme and stick with it. Have a theme and stick with it, okay? All ties in together. It all ties in together. So I hope, Joni, I give you the tips and tricks that you need in this video to be able to make it for any jar. Okay, for any jar. So hopefully, whatever jar you have between now and then, a couple of weeks, make sure you start eating your jam so you have an empty jam jar. But yeah, I give you tips and tricks for any jar. So I think I do, Christy. I think I do. I wish I could. So I hope you are ready for the cowl. And of course, some of us are making the daisy cardigan. So make sure that you are there on Wednesday for the tutorial on the squares. If you have other squares, yes, you could also make it, but make sure, make sure, Layla, that's not very ladylike. Make sure you have, you sort of consider which size square that you have. Okay. But on the other hand, if you wait for the layout of the squares, you will see what I mean, and you will see whether or not you'll be able to use your bigger squares. Okay. And then, of course, on Friday, it's the start of the CAL. So I do hope you will have a great time. I don't know whether we'll do a premiere or not, whether I'll be chatting with you, but we find that if it is a tutorial, then you're a bit distracted by the actual chatting. So it's better for you to just watch it, with all your attention onto that tutorial. And of course, yes, Karen has just mentioned it. I have the day off on Friday because Karen and I are going to the craft fair. So you know that we live near Exeter, and there's the West Point, and we have Creative Craft, or Craft for Crafters, or something like that. Anyway, we have the craft show happening this weekend. So I'm having the day off, not only because it's the CAL launch day, but also because we're going to the craft fair. Is she behaving again? So hopefully, yes, she's playing something, Rachel. Are you coming to the craft fair, Rachel? So yeah, we're going to have a look around, see what's new. Maybe we do a workshop of something else. Last time we did some freeform crochet, so that's where I got all my information from. So yeah, we might do a craft workshop hopefully on Friday when we go. But yeah, we normally have a great day out, and so I hope it will be nice this time as well. And then of course I come home and I have the the first video of the CAL being published, and all your lovely comments to look forward to. So I do hope. Yes, Joyce, I know. I do hope you will enjoy the CAL. So make sure you're ready. Have a look. Oh, Deborah, wonderful. Have a lovely day next Sunday. But yeah, I'll be here next Sunday. If you have any questions about the CAL, please do go to the Facebook group. We will be there on Friday evening, Saturday. We'll keep a closer eye on it than what we usually do, so that if you have any questions, if you have any worries, something that doesn't work out, or my colors or whatever, we will be there to answer them. So I do hope you will have a lovely time starting your CAL. Get excited, get ready by putting everything ready that you need, and yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. I hope you will anyway. So, darlings, I'm going to... Oh, wow, Cindy, yes! Didn't you post something about that on Facebook? That's something that we need to organize, Karen. A yarn crawl. How can we do that? I'll drive. Oh, my goodness. So, yes, we're going to the craft fair, and we're going to be... Oh, my goodness, such a busy day. This happened before. This was like this last year. I had the day off to go to the craft fair, and it was the start of the CAL as well. So I really look forward to Friday because it's a day off, and then in the evening we have the start of the CAL. So I hope you will enjoy it. And I will see you, of course, on Sunday. If you have any questions, then I will be answering them there as well. So don't forget, on Friday, for the pattern, you will find a link underneath the video for the written pattern in our blog posts, okay? So make sure you find that little arrow down, to click, and then you see, and then you have a link to click, okay? So I will see you next week. Have a lovely week. Enjoy the videos, and yeah, enjoy the start of the CAL. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Layla, shall we say bye-bye? Yeah. Bye.